the 29th. You can go to playhousesquare.org if you want to buy tickets. If you want to win them, be caller 10. Got a pair for you and a guest. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Who needs broadcasting awards?
The I Like the Sound of My Own Voice award.
When you've won World's Sexiest and 5 years in a row.
And the winner is
Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Take me down, 6 underground, the ground beneath your feet.
Remember the sneaker pimps?
No.
You remember them? Might have been before your time. Early 90s. There was a lot of electronic music coming out of the UK in the early 90s. A lot of trip hop, a lot of subgenres. And this is basically the one big hit they had, Sneaker Pimps, called 6 Underground. It was good. Good enough. But I was reading about sneaker thieves in Olmsted Falls, Bill. There are roving bands of juveniles who are doing street toughs, who are doing a disservice to sneakerheads everywhere by casting aspersions on the community. 3 juveniles in Olmsted Falls accused of stealing $10,000 worth of sneakers. That's probably 4 pair.
Ish, yeah.
Depends on the shoes. Could be 1 pair.
Somebody called the cops. Said
They
that
rob a store?
his garage.
Oh.
Part of his shoe collection. This sounds like a targeted thing. You don't just break into a guy's garage and go, oh, look, there's a lot of sneakers here.
Probably has like an Instagram account or something.
Oh, you got to be careful, boy. You got to be careful. Every single day, whether you're someone who's high profile, whether you're just a regular civilian walking around, every day, there is more and more evidence to support the view that there's no upside to posting crap on social media. None. Even if you're monetizing it or trying to monetize it.
I mean, if you can monetize it and make a lot of money, there's
just enough to
points-
cover the cost of your stolen sneakers.
Right.
But
Yeah, I don't-
$10,000 worth of sneaks, that is a lot
That's a bummer, man.
of, what do they make sneakers out of? Leather? Leather?
Sometimes, yeah. Depends on the shoe.
I guess it does.
I mean, get on Facebook Marketplace and see if there's any good stuff. If this dude was my size, this might actually be good for me.
Yeah, they strangely enough don't mention the sizes. I guess maybe they didn't want to promote that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But Olmsted Falls, they've got these 3. I don't know if they've got them in custody. Oh yeah, they do. That's not always the case. Sometimes that's why I tell people, vast majority of this audience, they're not Olmsted Falls residents. But if I can apprise at least one person in that municipality to keep their head on a swivel because there are roving bands of toughs, and it might be enough to tell you, oh my God, I need to take my priceless oil painting collection out of my garage.
That might be a little tougher to flip than the sneakers, though.
Well,
I mean,
Mary watches Antiques Roadshow, right? That's still a community of people who.
I'm not
No
know where to-
sneakers on there, though.
Not yet.
There's never any haven't they hippened that show up at all, or no?
No, because the target demographic is 70 years old.
But but that's how you move away from that. Is you get people going, oh, I got these sneakers. Even if they're a plant, you get a guy who's 35 and he goes, I got these sneakers and I want to find out. Maybe it's because you can easily go online and find out there's already apps and things.
Go online and find what anything's worth if you want.
Well, you can't go online and go, hey, what is this Vermeer worth that I think I have? But if you have a pair of sneakers, you can post them and flip them and sell them and, like Mary's foot pictures.
There's a marketplace for it.
Marketplace. Antiques Roadshow, if you're like, hey, I think I have it. Like Gwen likes going to these estate sales when somebody dies, right? And she'll every once in a while pick up something interesting. And
I like going to those too. I need to go start doing that again because it's a good place to get records.
yeah, that
there you
too.
go.
Yeah, sure. But she came home with a couple of pieces a few weeks ago, and one of them was like this gold, just this side of crudely hand-etched, would look like a goblet or something. And she's like, I don't know what the hell this is. It was a couple of bucks. But it's one of those things where you look at it and you go, maybe it's something. You
Yeah.
know, look like it had hieroglyphics on it or something. So something like that, we'd have to take to Antiques Roadshow and have the other Mark Wahlberg tell us who might be able to give us some value on that. But I guarantee it's worth nothing. It's just sitting on a ledge in my house right now. But it is interesting looking. But those sneaker thieves, you know, be careful. And for all we know, this guy in Olmsted Falls, he might be running like a business, like a sneaker business. Might not just be a collection. They referred to it as a collection, but it might be something a little more official than that.
Do you know why the thieves did it?
Do I know why they did it?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say that.
Well, because they have no souls. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Pump the brakes on the jokes.
Pump? What?
Reebok pumps.
Really?
Come on. Shut up.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Or air them out. I don't care.
Right, whatever you want to do. I got a letter from Erica based on a conversation we were having last week when we went down the rabbit hole on alien life forms and the military's, fake confirmation thereof and all those kinds of things. And Erica says, Alan, did you ever stop and think that maybe we are the aliens? She just blow your mind?
Yes.
Did you ever stop and think that maybe we are the aliens?
I did not.
Our ancestors came to this planet so long ago, we don't know that this wasn't our home planet. Oh, my God. Think about that. I mean, that is one school of thought, right? Just imagine how it would upend how everyone thinks of life, the afterlife, everything fundamental to human existence. Imagine how that would be upended if they confirmed that we were the product of aliens from another planet. They just planted us here millions of years ago. So not created by God, just brought from another
Didn't crawl
thing.
out of the sea.
Right.
Both, evolution's wrong
Yes,
too then.
that's right. It'd be wild. Amazing. So, well, but if it was that long ago, then it would be our home planet. I mean, like they say, once you live in New York for 10 years, you can call yourself a New Yorker. If you've been living here for millions of years, this is your home planet. Didn't start here, but, past the first couple of generations, it's your home planet. I have a child who was born in Ohio. She is an Ohioan. My older children were born in Pennsylvania. They grew up in Michigan. Does that make them Pennsylvanians or does it make them Michiganders?
I mean, you've lived in Cleveland for 13 years
I have
now.
lived for 13 years. I don't call myself a Clevelander. I think it's disrespectful to people who are born and bred in Cleveland. Cleveland is very into being, people are very into being from
I think
Cleveland.
people will be happy to have you call yourself a Clevelander and drop that Chicago Michigan
thick accent
from who
I
you
have.
are. Just put it behind you. You're a Clevelander now. You put your
Cleveland-
Chicago
Cleveland
roots
is
to
where
bed.
Cleveland is where I live, but Chicago will always be my home. And that's true of anywhere I've ever lived. I've lived in some fine municipalities, and Cleveland has been very good to me, but I would never refer to myself as a Clevelander. I'm certainly sympathetic to those things, but that's a very specific thing. It's a very specific thing. And I bet people who are generations deep in the 5 boroughs in New York kind of chuckle if somebody's like, well, I've lived here for 10 years. I'm a New Yorker,
They're like, what?
Yeah,
Kill you.
that's fine. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter at all what you call yourself.
It's all made up.
It's all made up. You didn't pick where you were born. You didn't pick that you were born. You didn't pick to whom you were born. You didn't pick any of it. You didn't pick how your face looks. Some people won the genetic lottery. Some people very much did not. It's not your fault. Some people hate where they're from. And so anywhere else they go, this is for me. That happens in Cleveland, happens everywhere. Here are all these people. Because anybody who's not from here, invariably, if you ask them, How did you get in Cleveland? It's two things. It's a person or a job. And so they go, yep, I came here for a job. But plenty of other people are like, oh, how did you end up in Cleveland? Oh, I'm from Australia, and I met a girl here, and now I'm here, and I love it, and I'm never going back to Australia.
Or a relative is sick.
A relative is sick and you stay?
Yeah, like, I moved back.
Like take care of a parent.
Yeah. Like, everyone has a relative from here, no matter where. It's the strangest
Yeah, but
thing.
you're not going to move back for a sick uncle. Like a parent, you'd move back for.
And if you have a special relationship with that uncle and he was a big part of your life, you might.
Like if he was a funkle?
Yeah, like you need to take care of him.
Like, if that was your guardian.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like an Uncle Ben situation.
Like a Cleveland guardian?
Yeah.
Poundcake?
There you go.
Sure.
Now I understand. He goes, sure. Now I understand it.
It's just weird. Every time I go on vacation, I meet one person from Ohio. Even when we were in Mexico. Like, we were in the pool, chilling out, and this guy was like, and I don't know how he knew. I don't know if he overheard us. I don't know if we were talking about Ohio, but, or maybe he just asked. And he's like, oh, yeah, you guys are from Ohio. I met a woman in Strongsville. I was like, of course you did. Of course you met a woman in Strongsville. He's like, yeah, she nearly ruined my life and uprooted my.
And then they
Strongsville
tell
for
you,
ya, baby.
and then they tell you too much.
Yeah, like
That's how Strongsville rolls, sir.
So I was like, man, how is it possible? Like, no matter how far away we go, run into someone from Ohio. Someone, met their side piece in Ohio and, it ruined their life. And I haven't been to Ohio since. Or, they have a relative in Ohio. Or they spent summers in Ohio. I'm like, damn it.
Or they're legally banned from returning. That's why when we travel now, I will always pack a couple of MMS T-shirts. Because if I'm wearing one, I will
Someone will
get
be like,
at least one person everywhere I go will be like, hey, ooh, I'm from, we were in Arizona. This guy's like, oh, my wife and I are from Euclid. Cool.
I'm like, go home. Get out of here.
Go home to Euclid?
Yes.
From Sedona? No, I think that they landed on the right coin flip. They were like retirees.
I wear like my MMS shirts and like my anything Cleveland I get just because I have like an abundance of it. I don't mean to, so I forget. Like I'll walk outside and someone will be like, hey, or like they'll be like, OH. And I'll be like, who around
Yeah,
here?
you're
Like,
not the one to do the
who are they-
OH
Who are they
chant, too.
talking to? And they're like, they're probably talking to you. I'm like, why are they talking to me? They're like, because you have a Cleveland shirt on, like Clee till I die. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably why. Or yeah, go Guardians. I'm like, huh? Oh yeah, I am.
You forgot what you're wearing.
I literally forget because I have hundreds of them, and I'll just take one. I have MMS shirts out the ass. I have, Cleveland shirts. Every iteration of Cleveland you could possibly imagine. Every sports team I have a Cleveland shirt. So, yes, everywhere I go.
Now, let's say you're somebody who doesn't have any Cleveland clothing at all. How could you possibly rectify that situation?
Someone who doesn't have anything Cleveland?
Well, they could go to the website
What an ad libber.
or one of the stores.
You could go to clevelandclothing.com and
yeah.
you could use the promo code. What's the promo code, Poundcake? For the month of August? We only have a few days left on it.
Oh, God, I don't remember.
That's correct. You don't remember. But it is Flash. That is the one that you're going to want to use for the last week of August.
Alan, you are such a goddamn old fart. You guys lose your minds when Mary comes in looking hot or wearing something cute and you just go, whoa, does she have a jacket on? Or what's happening? Oh, Adam Sandler. What? Grow up. I'm the exact same way. I come into work not looking like Adam Sandler, but my hair's up, I wear glasses, my clothes are comfortable because I'm not dressing for them. I'm dressing for the job. Love you guys. Hit the show. Bye.
How does that make me an old fart?
Yeah, that's weird.
Mary normally comes to work dressed like Adam Sandler. So when she comes in and her jugs are out, we're all going to go, wow. How does that make me an old fart?
I would also like to clarify that just because I dress like Adam Sandler does not mean my jugs are not out in that outfit. Adam Sandler's jugs are out all the time.
No, they're not.
You guys aren't paying enough attention.
He's wearing big, baggy T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's kind of proving my point. She's like, I go to work and I don't dress. Nobody dresses for other people at work. But if you have a job where
I put this black T-shirt on, especially for you guys today, and none of you said a thing.
I'm so
God.
sorry.
Here we
I didn't
go.
want to make it uncomfortable.
Here we go.
I didn't want to make it
I've only
uncomfortable.
worn a black T-shirt 2 other times this week.
And we were gone for one of them.
Yeah.
Didn't even get the full 5 days. We're not going to have, but speaking of which, on an editorial note, we don't have like a 5-day week in a while.
Hell yeah.
Because next week is Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, no Friday. Week after that, no Monday. Week after that, I'm going to be out a day.
Which day?
Which day?
The 15th of September. I sent you
Always
guys an
remember.
email. Always remember the do you remember? The 15th of August, of September, whatever it is.
Oh, that's
Alan, I was conceived in Garfield Heights.
Gross.
And must be nice. And born in Elyria, and I consider myself born in Cleveland. You were
From
born in
Cleveland?
Elyria. Well, they said born in Cleveland. You were literally born in Elyria, but
That's like saying
I have lived in Ashland County since 1980, so I'm a Clevelander or an Ashlander. What?
if you're from Northeast Ohio,
There's a lot going on there. Like,
just say
listen, I was
Cleveland.
born in Virginia, but I don't consider myself from Virginia.
That's like visiting an airport and saying you visited the city.
You've
Right.
done
Same
that.
thing. No, I haven't.
Yeah, huh? We were talking about some city, and you were like, I had a layover there. You literally just did that.
you
probably
banged that dude in
joking.
the Dallas airport or,
something like
whatever.
that.
I didn't
Yeah.
bang anybody in the Dallas airport.
Wasn't for lack of
Something
trying.
It
like
was
that.
the North Carolina airport.
There you go.
It was
There it is.
Charlotte.
Wow.
Tell me what I did.
You know, the state airport for North Carolina.
They might have one. Maybe this is a small state.
Yeah.
There's got to be some states out there that only have one airport.
I don't think so, man.
West Virginia?
Like
There's
one
multiple
major,
cities in West Virginia.
like one major
Okay.
airport.
Yeah, like Rhode Island. Rhode Island. Do they have one airport?
No.
I don't even know
No,
if they
it's
have an
still
airport.
no. There are multiple airports in West Virginia. There are sizable cities. There's Morgantown. There's Wheeling. They have a bunch of airports in West Virginia.
I don't need one.
Rhode Island might be
They don't need one. There's
The one
Charleston,
because-
West Virginia has an airport. I mean,
it's small.
You're small.
It's so small. I wish I was small. Huge.
I'll never forget what's good for the Michigoose is good for the Michigander. Well, that's good to know too. Don't forget that. Alan, I was born in Hollywood. I've been in Cleveland for 42 years. I'm a Clevelander. Yeah, well, there you go. Alan, you'd also be surprised at the amount of people who just run out of gas in Cleveland and decide to stay here. Imagine if you stayed here.
Based on gas alone.
You know, everybody, I bet they either moved here for someone they fell in love with or a job. How did you move here? Well, I just ran out of gas. And I started apartment hunting. And I couldn't afford gas. But I got, I walked around. I go, hey, it looks pretty nice around here. Maybe I'll get a little pied-à-terre just for the next time I'm through and have plenty of gas. I've got to take a break. People are asking me, when can I win cruise tickets? In about 10 minutes. And since we were out yesterday, I'm going to do 2 pair today, okay? So after the break, want to join us on Saturday afternoon on board the brand new Lady Caroline for the Alan Cox Show cruise with MMS and Bud Light. So we'll do 2 pair, okay? 2 winners after the break. You want to text for anything else? 35192.